Yo Brad, this is not a beginner's guide to Raze, so if you don't have a basic understanding of your kit, I suggest you come back to this video when you do. Enjoy! My favorite way of using the blast pack is for satchel peeking. The basic of satchel peeking is to throw the blast pack on the wall opposite of the angle you're peeking, run up, and blast the pack while you're close to the angle. It's an amazing way to peek, especially if you know or suspect someone is holding the angle. It really catches people off guard. It works great versus ops as well. Sometimes you'll die, so the best thing you can do is have a teammate nearby that can trade you. If you want to be a little cringe, a little you can also satchel peek with the op. I don't recommend it because it's very cringe, but the option is there. My second favorite way of using blast packs is to delay plants or diffuses. I think I enjoy it so much because it fucks with people and it tilts them, and let's be honest, that's the most fun you'll have in this game. It's a great way to use your utility in certain situations. For example, if you're in a 1v1, 1v2, or you're playing retake on a site, and sometimes you can literally win rounds just from delaying the plant or diffuse. The best way to stall a plant or diffuse with your blast packs is to wait for it to land on the ground so that you actually boop them up rather than booming them forward or backwards. For the third blast pack usage, I really like using the blast pack to get up to positions people normally can't play on. Changing it up every round makes you less predictable, and if you have a duo or teammates to play with, you can play one upper and one right below you, so you can nearly guarantee a trade when holding angle. You can use this around every map, and a personal favorite of mine is trying to get above a Viper ultimate when defending or playing around the spike as an attacker. Last but not least, using the blast packs to entry into a site or during a retake. Comboing your blast packs with a flash, smokes, and other utility your team might help with set you up for an entry easily. Practicing the timings of your blast packs is very important here. Depending on how far or high you want to go, you need to change the way you throw and blast your blast packs. To put it simply, the further away you go from the blast pack, the further you will travel. The closer you are, the more height you'll gain. The Boombot's best usage is to clear and take space. Even though it isn't as good as Sova Drone or Skydog, it still does its job most of the time. Especially if you have lineups for the Boombot to clear as much space as possible. Although you can't trust the Boombot fully due to its narrow frontal cone detection, you will learn what timings the enemies can take around your Boombot and how to play around that. For example, when you do the hookah lineup, I always hug the left side to make sure an operator doesn't peek me before the Boombot gets up close. Using the Boombot purely for the enemies to hear it can also be very good. It forces the enemies to retake that space or default someone to break your Boombot every round you use it. Secondly, using your Boombot to isolate angles. Doing this, you can easily set yourself up for a 1v1 and cancel out the other player or players on site, forcing them to break the Boombot. In this clip here, you can see me use my Boombot towards the right side of site and my nade towards the left side. Doing this, I isolate two major angles in retaking the site, so all I have to worry about is backside. First up, using the nade to deny pushes. The nade is an amazing way to deny and stall executes or pushes. It forces the enemies to either fall back or take the fight and possibly die to the nade. You can also use your nade with a combination of other abilities, such as Sage Slow Orb or an Astra Pull, to ensure that you get kills or delay the execute by a lot longer. By the way, you can also use it to deny a Killjoy ult on some maps and completely stop their push. Second way of using the nade, and probably the best way to use it, is isolating an angle or clearing an angle. In this clip here, I have a perfect example of using my nade to isolate an angle. After I get the first kill on site, I hear someone in lamps. I expect the second player to be on site, so instead of letting them sandwich me, meaning pushing me at the same time from lamps and site, I nade lamps and peek site to guarantee the 1v1. Sometimes, using the nade to clear corners can be very efficient. You don't have to save your nade for kills every round. Just using it for pressure or clearing angles is often more than good enough. Also, using the nade to support your teammates when taking peeks is great. Even if you don't kill whoever you're nading, you very often can force them into a bad position or a weird peek, giving you or your teammate the advantage. Last but not least, using the nade to delay plants or diffuses. Even if nading the planter or diffuser only delays for 5 to 6 seconds, that can make a huge impact on how your retake plays out. If you're in a good position to delay with both nade and blast packs, You can delay it for up to 10 to 15 seconds easily. There are a lot of sites that allow you to delay plants with your nade. For the final Raze ability, we have our ultimate, the Showstopper. Pretty straightforward ultimate. Shoot ult, go boom, get kill. But here are my favorite ways of using it. Just like with the Paintshells, using the Showstopper to deny executes or pushes will very often get you a lot of value. Even if you don't get kills with it, it will make your enemies back up or take stupid fights on site. Either way, your entire team should be in an advantage while your ultimate is active. Sometimes, using the ultimate as a scare tactic can actually do wonders. In this clip, you can see me sticking the defuse in a 1v1 while my Showstopper is active. The second, but probably most popular way to use the ultimate is to entry in with it. Comboing the Showstopper with your blast packs, you can either double blast pack in, jump over, or up on a higher ground, and look for that one entry kill. Using your teammate's utility to set you up for this can make this the most free kill of your life.
Here comes the party!
Yo.